So let's talk about the S25 Ultra now. So this device has been out, and few people are just getting their deliveries who have pre-ordered this device. And I ordered this one on the first day of launch, and I got this one delivered on January 31st. And I've been using this device for a couple of days, you can say. And one thing I noticed on this device is obviously, like, you guys might be thinking like whether it's worth upgrading to this device or not. So it depends upon all perspective, or like what you want from the device. So software wise, if you just consider this one, so it supports up to 7 years of software, like major software upgrades that the Samsung has promised. So you can expect like it will be like right now it's on Android 15, so it will be like Android 22, I believe, that you will be getting this on this device. So that's quite a major, you can say, upgrade. So now the question arises, like, who keeps your device till like 7 years? And I would say, like, most people like usually use like at a max like 3 to 4 years in most cases. Like I myself, like I don't keep devices for 7 years, because there are a couple of factors that might be interfering in keeping the device for 7 years. And one of those factors was the battery life. Like obviously, like if you're just using for 5 years at least this device, so the battery health will be around like what I believe, like that would be around 70% to I think around 60%, or maybe, yeah, in between like 70 to 80% you can expect the battery life, depending upon how you're just using this device to and how you're charging the device itself. Obviously you can just go ahead and just upgrade the battery, or maybe just to get their battery replacement after that. And I believe, like, if we talk about the devices itself, so if we focus on the devices which are like 7 years back, what it will be like around Note 9 or Note 10. So those devices are obviously, those devices wouldn't make like they won't perform as much as what this device will be like after 7 years. The devices are getting improved so much, and there are like incremental changes each year. Obviously it depends upon the software, like how the Android 22 will be on this device and how that will perform. Maybe this device will be just laggy, but I would assume like this will perform okay-ish in terms of supporting the Android 22, like which will be the last major upgrade that it will just be getting from the Samsung itself. So if we talk about the devices which are like Note 9, so if we just use those ones, so those get a little bit sometimes slower if you mostly compare with these newer devices, because the chips are not just getting very efficient in terms of they are more powerful, and they're more power efficient as well in both ways. However, if you talk about on the past, so now the focus was on the bigger batteries as well at that time, but the chips weren't so much power efficient. So if you can see, like, so Samsung, like the past 3 generations that we will see, so the from S23 Ultra, so the battery has been same goes for the Z Fold 6 as well. So they're not improving the battery, instead they're just improving the chipset itself, so to keep the devices minimalistic, to just make the device thinner and more compact. So it's the reason like they're just keeping the same battery but making the chipset more efficient. And same is like Apple is doing too, like with the A18 Pro. So so the thing is that, like, to keep the devices like slimmer, because if we see, so S25 Ultra is a little bit narrower and a little bit thinner than what the S24 Ultra is. However, the battery is same. So they have just narrowed down the screen on the S25 Ultra. It is 6.9 inch, but it's narrower than what the S24 Ultra is, and also the thinner and lighter in terms of what we get to see on the S24 Ultra. So you're just getting the upgrades regarding this one on this one with more efficient chip. So this device has been like great like since 2 days with me, and like obviously I'm not using this one so much rigorously, but yeah, the device itself like has been really great in terms of like the standby time. And I charged it yesterday night, and now it's been like more than 24 hours, and you can see the there is 74% battery already left on this one. obviously with no use. This was just lying down with the uh, always on display, and was just on the standby. So I just took off this one and opened this one. So yeah, so on a standby, like, it can last you quite a while in terms of with the always on display. Because if I just compare it with the Z Fold 6, so that drains so much battery in the always on display on as well. So I believe like the chips are getting much more efficient, the screens are getting much more efficient. So this is what the market is now leading towards. However, some of the facts that I would just say, why would Samsung just give 7 years of upgrade? So the reason behind the fact is that like they want to retain more and more customers to just they want to just match with the Apple as well, like because the Apple is so much great in terms of the software upgrades in a long term, that they just want to just match it with the Apple, because people are just using iPhone 11 Pro Max is still iPhone 12 Pro Max, and they're just getting the newer updates like iOS 18.3 is being pushed to those devices. And obviously they just need to just do or manage the software in a way that runs perfectly on the old devices. But yeah, you're just getting the iOS 18.3. You won't be getting the Apple AI, but you're still getting the iOS 18.3 on those devices, which Apple promised. And regarding this one, so this is the tactic, like the support itself. So now the consumer is not getting much more aware of like after sales service in terms of like you buy the device, now what, like you just keep the device and there will be no upgrade. So of course no one is gonna buy that one. And Samsung is learning their way to just to give the after sales service via software upgrades up to 7 years to retain more and more customers. So there are chances like that the phone usually might be you're just changing every year or every 2 years, and then you just give your phone down into a family hierarchy to someone, and the phone, they can make use out of it. And yeah, one more thing is that like if after 7 years, if we consider, so I would believe like this device will still be comparable to the mid-range phone of that time, I believe, after 7 years. Because even if I pick the S23 Ultra, maybe S22 Ultra, and compare with the mid-tier device, so they are still very well performing in terms of when we compare to the newer mid-range device. And in my case, like if I would want to just buy a mid-tier device, I would just go ahead and just buy a maybe a slightly used S23 Ultra. That would be just much more better than you're just getting what from the mid-tier device in terms of the gaming, in terms of the battery. However, the battery obviously it won't be much more nicer, but you can just get a very good deal, and you might want to just go ahead and just get a battery replacement out of it if that's so bad. And you will still be getting the better device in terms of the camera, in terms of the chip, because those are the chips like Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, 8 Gen 3, 8 Elite. These are the flagship chips. Most cases it perform better than what the mid-tier newer chips are able to perform camera wise. Now the second part is that the camera, so camera you're still getting almost same or identical, you can say, even if I compare this one to S23 Ultra. So there are chips which are getting newer, and through that they're just enhancing and how the picture is being taken and being processed. Obviously it also depends upon the chip itself, but you wouldn't find so much difference, and you will be getting so much discount maybe on the S23 Ultra, maybe on the S24 Ultra, that it would just make sense to be getting those devices rather than newer devices. Because even on this 24 Ultra you'll be just getting the a lot of software upgrades down the line. So that will be just good for a couple of years. Even the S23 Ultra will be just good for a couple of years. So so what we can learn from that, this thing is that there's no need if you have the S24 Ultra to upgrade to S25 Ultra, I would say. But if you want this device to be kept like for the next 2 years at least, so obviously I would just go ahead and buy this device, because devices, I always say, like these are not meant to be just replaced each year, unless you want to just donate the device Or in case of the trade-in value, obviously right now there are quite good trade-in value and offers that are going on, pre-orders offers that are going on the Samsung website. So you might want to avail, because pre-order offers are usually one of the bestest. We are not sure like what offers we'll be just getting after the pre-order ends, but what I've noticed, like the pre-order sales, pre-order offers are one of the bestest you're just getting. Like I tried with my Z Fold 6 and I never got that offer, and this time you can see like there are multiple offers. So if you don't trade in, so Samsung is giving like $200 of discount on the phone itself, then a couple of vouchers you can get in Canada. And if you're just trading the maybe S24 Ultra with 512 gigs, so you might get around $1,100 of trade-in credit on your device. So that's quite a good value in terms of the device, which is like 1 year older. So it's the right time to just upgrade if you guys are looking forward to upgrade the device itself from S24 Ultra to maybe S25 Ultra. So yeah, if we talk about like what would this device be after 5 years, so like obviously like you already have utilized your device after these 7 years. The value that it has, obviously you have already consumed the device itself in terms of its value, and now you're just over consuming the device itself. It depends upon, because like even if it's 7 years, so you're just keeping this device or plan to keep this device for like around 7 years, which I'm not sure like if anybody's keeping these days like one device for 7 years. So even then, like you will be just you have already consumed the value out of this phone completely, and whatever you were selling this one at a price, so you were just making the profit out of it, because the phone depreciates itself, and once you're using, so battery degrades as well. So there are components which get degraded as well. The point is that like even if you have the S24 Ultra, so you might want to just keep that one, and you wouldn't want to just upgrade to S25 Ultra, because the camera wise, I accept the 50 megapixel ultra wide camera, almost all of the things are same. You will be getting better battery obviously on this one, and then there's like a second generation of anti-reflective coating on the S25 Ultra. Time will tell like how this one performs once the time passes by. So yeah, the design wise, this device has been really great and performing really great. I wouldn't find any kind of issue with this device in terms of the performance, lag, battery issue. The camera itself is very nice. The camera was also better on the S24 Ultra, but obviously you're just getting a little bit better processing over here. I don't know like whether it would just make a sense for an average user to just get this device for that one. Like unless you want best of the best, or you want unless you want best of the best out of the products every year, logical geek, and you want to just upgrade each year, so yeah, go ahead and buy this one. Obviously you're just getting something out of it. But one thing I didn't like this time with the Samsung, like I don't know why they're playing with that with the S Pen, like removing like a Bluetooth compatibility on the S Pen itself. Even though according to the Samsung research, like it's just a 1% people who are just using this Bluetooth feature. However, if I would be just one of those customers, so I wouldn't buy this device, because I'm just for that purpose, S25 Ultra would be just a degrade for me, because I would just keep the S24 Ultra. Why would I pay more to grade my phone itself? So what I can assume, like Samsung will be losing like 1% of sale. I know it wouldn't make difference to the Samsung as well, but there are other people who are just considering this one as a downgrade, like they're removing the, so it works like this, like why they're removing the 3.5mm jack, why they're just regrading phone, removing chargers and each year just removing everything out of the phone. Now these small cutouts or cutting out corners, obviously we have to be aware of that, like why this has been done. If you don't buy these products, obviously, so Samsung wouldn't be doing this one. Now the question arises, like again, like should you upgrade to this phone? Yeah, obviously you should go ahead and upgrade to this phone if you have like a S22 Ultra or before. I don't think so, like even you have the S23 Ultra, so it would make any difference just getting the S25 Ultra, and because the upgrades are very much incremental. Obviously the battery life is better, so you might want to just go ahead and just maybe want to upgrade from S23 Ultra, but from the S24 Ultra it would be a big no. Like I would just suggest, like unless I already mentioned, like if you want to upgrade and you have the spare money to spend on, then just go ahead and just upgrade to S25 Ultra. Nevertheless, on its own, this device is pretty nice and very elegant design wise. It has been improved, but these changes are incremental, for which you'll be just paying more. So even if you trade in your S24 Ultra, in Canada that was around like $2,000 for the 512 gigs. So after 1 year, if you're just trading in that for 1100, so you have to pay 900 more just get this device, and you will still be paying 900 extra to get almost the same device, and you wouldn't find much difference in, because either way these all softwares Android 15 and the One UI 7 will be coming to all the older devices as well that Samsung has promised. It will come a little bit later, but it will come. So yeah, you can just make the wise decision on the basis of this one. And if you guys have any questions, you can just let me know down in the comments, and I'll just try to answer those. And please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching again. Have a good day. Bye.